Hello, welcome to Solomon Scott of Personal Development Center. We have been talking about building confidence. We said confidence is something you create within yourself by believing in who you are, your God-given ability, your God-given capability, areas that you are skillful about. But we said we have to balance confidence with humility. Confidence is not the same thing as pride. We have for our own purpose confidence level, not confidence, then being confident, and then overconfidence. Overconfidence is tilting to the other side, borders on pride, borders on recklessness, and that can give us a lot of trouble. But it's important to note that nobody is born confident. Confidence is a skill. You can learn it. Even a child, when he is born, taking the first steps is not confident. He's hesitant. He doesn't do it smartly like he does at a later time in life. He takes the steps with hesitation, feeling as if he is going to fall down. That is because he is not born with the capacity to walk smartly. In virtually every area of life, we have to learn it. When you see something that somebody does very skillfully, something that he does very confidently, the fact that you cannot do it does not mean you cannot learn it. You can do those things, procedures, activities at his own level of proficiency and even beyond. But you must be ready to go through the steps that he has gone through. Somebody who has done something 2,000 times would do it at a level of confidence that is far beyond someone who has done the same thing only for the second or third time. So confidence is a skill that can be mastered, a skill that can be taught, a skill that can be learned, a skill that you can become proficient in. So, in this particular section, we want to be telling you that you can learn confidence. Someone once said, and I believe it, that confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If there's anything you want to learn confidence about, one of the best things for you to bear in mind as a starting point is the more you do that thing, the more your chances of becoming successful, and then the more confident you are. You have a backlog of, I've done this a few times before. I will be able to do it and do it. You needed to talk to David. David, when the entire children of Israel faced Goliath, they did not know what to do. Even the king of Israel went into hiding. For 40 days, Goliath harassed Israel. But then a young man came, he heard what Goliath said, and he was confident in his God. That is true. But one of the things that gave him confidence is he had faced a bear and he had killed a bear. He has faced a lion and he had killed a lion. So that repeated success, that multiple success, something he has done over and over, gave him a confidence. Although this is a new challenge, but the same procedure that I followed in the previous times, I can do that and then I will succeed. So he was able to face Goliath with confidence. And the fact that he downed Goliath even raises up his confidence level. So what are we saying? Repetition. It's a very important tool in building confidence. To do the same thing over and over, over and over. Perhaps that's one of the things that sportsmen, they do. A lawn tennis player, for example, he doesn't just come out to face an opponent or at the championship. No. Many of them will practice every morning. In the evening, they go to practice. They do that day after day, week after week, month after month. During those practice sessions, they have carefully learned how to swing the racket, amount of power to give to the racket to determine the distance they want the tennis ball to go. That is how to develop confidence. So when the day of championship comes, depending on how many times they have faced the individual, depending on how much practice they have done, they go in there with confidence in their capability, in their capacity. For example, going for an exam, if you have read adequately, you have covered the subject for the first time, you have covered the subject for the second time, you have covered it for the third, fourth, fifth. Perhaps, if you read so well, up to the 10th time, you actually begin to ask yourself, what question will they bring in this subject that I will not be able to handle? That is something about confidence. That is different from somebody who has not read the subject at all. So when the exam comes, he is anxious, he is jittery, he is unsure he'll be able to pass the exams. So he goes into the exams and sometimes, depending on the level of anxiety, he faints or something else happens. Or he begins to write abnormal things that are not expected of him. Recurrent practice makes it possible for you to master the subject. And when you have mastered the subject, your confidence level increases and you're able to handle the matters as much as it is. So in this segment, we said repetition. By reason of use, you go over it and over it and over it again. You will discover that repetition, that practice, which they say makes perfect. Each time you practice it, your confidence level goes up because your skill level goes up. So that repeated practice is a very, very important ingredient of developing confidence, of developing skill. Please let us know your comments. Like our video, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you very much for the time. God bless you.